All right, 3, 2, 1, back to Energy Boom 101. Probably dispatch 103. We're thinking. We're not for sure, but we're thinking close to that. Right here, live from Boom U. Here it is, kaboom. And we're getting ready to put you in, looking out on a little sunset there as we just simply give you an update. The dispatches we're just going to weave together simply by reading you the headlines. What's going on with old Vladdy Poo and the Urkraine and the global energy chess match, and we have our crack forensic team, you know who they are, and we're just gonna grab a few of these Wall Street journals as soon as you can. There it is, boom, right there. Now this is what we're gonna read. West tries to loosen Russia's gas grip. So we're going to give you a nice little overview of the latest battlefront, the latest energy battlefront being played out as best we can oversimplify it and confuse the matter. Picture in your mind Vladimir Putin and his Putin pinky pull from Russia, and he has his hand over Ukraine because he wants to keep Ukraine, but Ukraine owes him about $2 billion, I think. And that's $2 billion in gas because Russia supplies Ukraine and a lot of Europe with their gas. Now, we would really like Ukraine to be able to make their own decisions. That's sort of the goal, I guess. And I don't want to dissolve too far into political science because I wouldn't have a clue what I'm talking about. I don't anyway. Anyway, we're not even at 2 minutes into it, and I know you're getting a good feel for that Hotel California thing we got going right there. Now we're bringing in, so you go from Hotel California to Hobo U. You can do the Hotel California as a part of Boom U, this whole thing, but right here you're Hobo U. That's all there is to it. Boom! Look at that shot. We're probably going to hold it at this angle and go ahead and just update you on what's happening in the Urkraine. And so you got Putin stretching out his arm over there. There's some live folks, by the way, that just walked by down. It's what are we going to call this alley below? The Lost Souls, the Alley of Lost Souls. Here it is. Prepare yourself, the Alley of Lost Souls. And a few lovely undergrads, probably minds on fire. You know, at Boom U, their minds are on fire. They just walked by, and that's part of that's capturing the live sense of the buzz and the bubble of the boom, which is what this show's about. If we haven't said it by now, it is Energy Boom 101, the Confluence, connecting crude to consciousness, one gusher at a time. By the way, the lawyers demand that I make all three slogans up front, so I apologize. F. Lee Bailey was a hard ass about it. Oh, he was atrocious to work with. Hobo U right there. The next one is... what the hell is... Oh, yeah, there's illuminating the chasm between brain and being. One gusher at a time. Boom on that one. And then the triple comes around with examining the echoes of existence. One gusher at a time. And then the home run, dare I say it, the grand slam, is chasing the narrative. One gusher at a time. And those are all trademarked. Don't even try. It's all 16 of you that are now subscribed or getting ready to unsubscribe. I understand, but anyway, we're rambling. We want to talk about Russia and the Ukraine and what's going on there, and how the United States wants to give Ukraine the opportunity to make their own decisions. But guess what, kid? The first thing you have to have is energy. It's like food. Best we can understand it. No one knows for sure. We can't even spell energy anymore because it's so wacky. It goes nuts. That's how dynamic it is. Constantly changing its spelling. Don't confuse the issue. So we told you about this right here. The West tries to loosen Russia's gas grip. So I'm just going to read you a few highlights, give you a nice overview, and then we'll pick up the next article because there's about 5 of them. So here we go. Check this out. This is from the Wall Street Journal. Monday, March 10th. Oh, yeah, that's a few days ago. That's all right. That's all right. Today's not Monday, March 10th. I can assure you of that. Today's Thursday, March 14th, I think. Year of our Lord 2014. Don't mess with it. We've got West tries to loosen Russia's gas grip by Ian Talley and Amy Harder. The Wall Street Journal, March 10th, Monday. I encourage every single listener, all 16 of you right now, to go and buy Wall Street Journal and read this thing. Newspapers are amazing, A, and B, the writing is lovely. So here we go. Ooh, you can hear some of that. That's some muscle in the background there. Boom U. Let's take it to hobo U. Get ready for hobo U. Okay, Western officials are scrambling to loosen Russia's energy stranglehold on Ukraine, the latest sign of growing pressure on Moscow to end the crisis. The options being considered by officials from Brussels to Washington include larger exports of U.S.-made natural gas, reversing the flow of natural gas through pipelines from Western Europe back into the Ukraine, and accelerating plans across Europe to buy more energy from countries other than Russia. By the way, you are hearing the old iron horse in the background here at Boom U, here on the prairie, here on the lonesome prairie of Hobo U. In the background is that hobo siren song. That's the boom train. It's taking you to Boomtown if you can go there. No more booms, we're begging you. 6 minutes into it, let's continue this article because I'm going to collapse here and you're going to have to read it yourself. If no solution to this can be found, European countries will recast their approach to energy and economic links with Russia over time. UK Foreign Secretary William Hague, I doubt I pronounced that correctly, said Sunday. Go read this, folks. It's the clearest way of seeing as little as I know about what's happening here. If you proceed from the assumption that what you're reading here is basically a very accurate reflection of the reality, and I think it probably is, this is a great way to see exactly how the global game of power is played, and how it does appear that energy basically lay ahead of policy making, politics, and everything else, and we do our best to sort of keep up with it and manage it and legislate it the best we can. Because that's exactly the rhetoric that you're hearing being spoken by world leaders. This one specifically, the UK Foreign Secretary, and I repeat, if no solution to this can be found, European countries will recast their approach to energy and economic links with Russia over time. Pretty simple language. It's your largest customer telling you they just may decide to quit doing business with you. Nothing personal, but they're tired of your bullshit. This is, and basically that's what energy allows you to do, is maybe. Don't listen to what I'm saying, just keep your eyes on Hobo U. All three of you are already hypnotized anyway. So go read that, and that'll let you know, that'll get you caught up, and you can tell me. And by the way, there was nothing really big in cannabis today in the Wall Street Journal, and my laptop needs charging, so I didn't check that, but I don't think there was any real big movement in the four-leaf clover. You remember the four-leaf clover, kids? That's the patented index fund created by a team of deep thinkers, and basically it does its best to educate us in the most oversimplified, reckless way possible as to the ever-budding marijuana industry, not only on Wall Street but on Main Street. And that's what we're going to change here. We're going to adapt to, is the four-leaf clover is the Wall Street version of the marijuana, the budding marijuana industry. We need to find a good, simplified way to look at the Main Street version. So we'll try and figure that out. That's our pledge to you. But since the confluence is about the oil boom as well as the cannabis boom, not much today from the cannabis community. Oh, beautiful little bird that just flew by at 9 minutes into the hour here. Not much from the cannabis community today. The four-leaf clover, nothing too terribly astounding, other than I think maybe Grow Life regained its loss yesterday of 9% by pulling back 7% today. We just watch these things. We wonder what shape they will take. And so a few other things here that we want to get to if we have time. We haven't even done Oil Patch Jazz. I know you're dying to hear that. Let's see here. There was a big merger today. Some big energy company I'd never heard of bought some other publicly traded company, and you know that's big news for United States energy. But I was still wanting to look at the large picture, and here's how the entire crisis in the Urkraine boils back down to Wall Street. You can see this nifty little article you should look at, and it is in. That's today, Thursday. Look at that, holy shit, Thursday. This is a great shot right there. This is how you're going to want to frame it, right there. Kaboom. Thursday, March 13th, 2014. That's today's Wall Street Journal. And it talks about how the bond investors are playing chicken with Kiev. It's a great, great little wrap-up if you can understand it, because I cannot. But this whole, all these real-world events ripple their way through the capital markets, and that's what we're sort of attempting to try and show you, once again, in the most recklessly dangerous, oversimplified way possible. While you get a good shot of Boom U as we get close to about 10 minutes into the hour, I'm going to look for a few more articles, because I know there was one section that I think was just chock full of energy articles, and we're going to do our best to find. As a matter of fact, pick this thing up. Let's see what we get here. Oh yeah, okay. There's the Gulf oil firm that was sold for $1.53 billion. I was telling you about. Energy XXI. Talk about a great name. They're using Roman numerals, folks, in the energy name. So keep that in mind. It has to say something about the subconscious mind. Hey, we connected crude to consciousness right there. Energy XXI, Energy 21 Limited, agreed to acquire EP Oil and Gas in a $1.53 billion cash and stock deal that will create the largest publicly traded oil and gas producer in the shallow waters of the U.S. Gulf of Mexico. Huh, damn interesting. That's worth your reading. Everyone should read it. But don't do anything, kids, because the bells of Boom U are ringing. You're going to offer a little bit of respect. You're going to integrate them, much like you would the phone that's probably in your hand right now. You're going to integrate those bells. That's all you need to do. Walk away from it. Deep, deep exhale. Okay, we still have plenty of time. So we integrated the bells. We didn't end on the bells. We integrated the bells. Important lesson there. We could continue reading this, but we're not going to, because you can go read it. I'm sure it has interesting stuff in it. Let's see. Businesses plow into farm bill. Now this is pretty cool, and here this is worth mentioning because this is an Energy Boom show about the Confluence. So this is also Thursday, March 13th. This is businesses plow into farm bill. This is really interesting. You should read this, because check this quote out. The bill significantly leveled the playing field for organic farming. So there may be investment opportunities in the organic farming community. I don't know, but that sure looks like good news. So there's just a little shout out to whoever that benefits, which I'm sure isn't too many people. Let's see here. I don't think there was much else in this section about energy, but there's one thing I got to mention, because I'm a sucker for the case. I'm following it. Right here, Herbalife. Herbalife attracts scrutiny from FTC, stock sinks. I repeat, Herbalife attracts scrutiny from FTC, stock sinks. So, little background. Herbalife, big drug supplement maker, initially had a huge short position bet placed on it. That was announced, I think it was a few years ago, and it was placed by Bill Ackman and his hedge fund, and it's just been a glorious drama unfurl. Once again, at the risk of oversimplifying, you can see the really big splashes in the market. So Mr. Ackman's hedge fund announces to great fanfare his short position, the stock tanks, and then suddenly and surprisingly, some very big hitters come in on the other side of the bet and take big positions, Carl Icahn and a few others. Now, Mr. Ackman appears to have successfully been able to get the FTC to open a suit. The stock has sunk, and this could be very interesting. I'm going to read it, but not to you, because you're half asleep right now. We're almost at 14 minutes into it, which is close to the number of subscribers we have, amazingly enough. I'm sure that's just more than a coincidence. You're almost in a lullaby stage. I can tell this has been an episode called Hobo U, so I'm sure you've been asleep by now. We are going to sign off. There's plenty more crude oil stuff to look at, but do me a favor and read this about Herbalife, and then the other Ukrainian situation. It's a nice little weaving of the mind here at Energy Boom 101. This has been Hobo U.